The world seems to be moving to a place where everybody loves David and hates Goliath.
What? Why?
Elon Musk, the richest person on earth, founder and co-founder of multiple companies, innovator, very recently had very interesting discussion with Mr. Kamath. In this podcast, there were certain important economic concepts that were discussed which are relevant for your UPSC examination. Let's decode these concepts. The first one, AI and robots will cause deflation over a period of time. What is the argument that has been put forward by Mr. Musk here? Deflation essentially is opposite to inflation. In inflation, the market price of the basket of goods and services will go upwards. In deflation, the market prices for the same basket of goods and services will go down. Right now, the assertion of Mr. Musk is that the overall supply of money in the market, is greater than the supply of goods and services. And because the supply of money is higher, people will have more amount of money in their hands. The demand for the goods and services will be higher, and that is contributing to inflation. But over a period of time, the adoption of artificial intelligence will increase. And if you see in the last 2 to 3 years itself, the adoption of AI, not only for consumers such as you and me, but for the companies as well, has increased by leaps and bounds. Adoption of AI will increase. Adoption of robots will increase. And this will increase the overall supply of goods and services. And not just this, when you invest money and purchase AI and robots, you don't have to pay monthly salaries. You do not have to keep on investing money in upskilling these particular, right? Let's say the AI as well as the robots, like you do in the human labor case. So when you look at all of this, the overall production of goods and services will go upwards. And this overall production and supply of goods and services will overtake the supply of money in the market. And this, in a nutshell, will lead to a situation of deflation in the market. This is the first very important concept. Second one, money over a period of time will disappear, and energy will be the true currency. Right now, whenever you go to the market and try to purchase any kind of a good or a service, this is not available at a free of cost. You will have to pay a certain amount of money. That is, everything is measured and is given value. Everything is measured in terms of rupees, given value. The value of the good or a service is dictated in terms of rupees. In case of India, rupees. In the rest of the world, for example, USA, it is measured and given in the form of dollars. But the assertion of Mr. Musk is that over a period of time, the currency as we use right now, or the fiat money that we are using right now, that is the currency notes and currency coins, will be disappearing. In simple way, they will be losing the value that they have today. They'll be losing the importance that they have today. A lot of you will be alarmed by this. You'll be worried. Sir, I'm working so much to earn money. If money is going to lose value over a period of time, what should I do? And why is Mr. Musk saying this? Let me explain this. Over a period of time, the idea is that you will have to use the energy, that is the power. Energy or the power to produce any goods and services. And this particular production of goods and services will not be done mainly by the humans. In fact, if you go by the arguments put forward by Mr. Musk, in next 15 to 20 years, the usage of human labor will become very limited. He says it will become an option for us. It will be optional for us whether to work or not to work. Although there's a concern associated with that, right? Let's say argument as well, which we will understand in some time. So the AI will be used. All the artificial or all the intelligence related work will be done by AI. In addition to that, we will be producing lot of machineries, that is robots, and using AI and robots will be mining out all the required resources. We will be producing electricity using sunlight, that is solar energy. So have a look at the argument here. On one side, AI plus robots will be used. This will be used to mine out important resources. It will be also used to produce goods and services at a cheaper cost. And it will also be used to develop certain infrastructure using which we will be able to harness the sunlight and produce electricity. Now, using this particular outputs that I've written here, the mining output, the cheaper goods and services, as well as the electricity that is produced through sunlight, now again we will be able to produce, right, the inputs that are required to build a better AI. We'll be able to produce, right, or manufacture certain components using which again we will be able to build better robots. So this particular cycle will be established. And once this particular cycle will be established, you need electricity to do all this kind of work. Simple. You need electricity to do all of this kind of work. For example, right now, if you want to operate your mobile or ACs, refrigerator, TV, you require electricity. Apply the same logic here over a period of time when this particular cycle will be self sustainable. At that point of time, anybody who controls energy, they will be controlling the economic activity. And that, Mr. Musk says, will be the true currency over a period of time. How efficiently are you going to use the energy to get the work done using these kind of, let's say, technologies? So over a period of time, rupee will lose its relevance. Rather than rupee, it will be the electricity or the energy that will be the true currency in the future. That's a second very important assertion. Third very important concept associated with international trade, Milton Friedman pencil theory. Milton Friedman's pencil theory. What is the idea of a Milton Friedman's pencil theory? There's a very famous statement given by the Nobel laureate here. In one of the videos or the lectures, he stated, no single person on earth knows how to make a pencil. No single person on the earth knows how to make a single pencil. Let me take an example here. This is a pencil that I'm holding. In fact, the pencil that Mr. Milton Friedman was holding is a different pencil. I'm pretty sure all of you have used that. That is a pencil with a rubber at the back side like this. What is the argument here? Whenever you talk about international trade, integration, etc., are the fundamental principles. Right now, there are multiple countries, actually led by the United States of America, which are implementing the protectionist policies which is hurting the international trade. That is the idea of a globalization. Now, what is the argument of Mr. Milton Friedman? Please have a look at the pencil here. If you want to manufacture the pencil, you need the wood. The wood has to be obtained by cutting the tree. To cut the tree, you will require certain mechanical equipment. Now, this particular mechanical equipment or electronic equipment has to be manufactured from steel. Now, this particular steel will be produced in another country, will be imported from another country. Or for that matter, please look at, right, the lead. To get the lead, you will have to mine out, you will have to mine certain resources. The mining will be done in another continent, in another country, and that mined out production or the output of the mining will be used in other countries to put together a particular product. In the current affairs, easily you can apply the same logic. For example, in recent times, you want to manufacture electric vehicles. But to manufacture the electric vehicles, you will require critical minerals. The critical minerals are manufactured in another country, which you will actually import. So the argument of Mr. Milton Friedman is globalization is necessary. The production of these factors or the inputs are done in another continent, another country, and the imports will help us in producing this particular final good or a service. Mr. Elon Musk basically argues that under the current administration, lot of protectionist policies, best example, the tariffs have been announced. And these kind of, let's say, protectionist policies are not going to benefit the economic activity, rather, it will hurt economic activity. That is basically the connection to the concept of Milton Friedman's pencil theory. Fourth one, very interesting by the way, labor productivity, marginal utility, and artificial intelligence. Most of the discussion was surrounding the idea of usage of AI, usage of the, right, let's say the robots, as well as, right, let's say other kind of technology. One of the statement, Mr. Elon Musk says, AI and robotics will make human labor optional. In the next 15 to 20 years, it will be optional for you, whether to work or not work. And to this, Mr. Nikhil Kamath basically counter questioned and asked, over a period of time, if you say labor will become optional, does it mean the labor will not be useful anymore? Are you suggesting that artificial intelligence will overtake all the work that is done by the humans? And what history has taught us is, whenever this kind of invention is introduced, no doubt, invention once it is introduced will lead to certain amount of unemployment. But that doesn't mean the labor will simply go away. No, labor will not go away. Labor will evolve. Labor rather will evolve over a period of time. And this is not the first time that there is a threat to employment. Earlier, for example, introduction of, let's say, computers. Was it a threat to certain number of jobs? Of course, yes. But over a period of time, we have evolved. We have understood if this is going to lead to unemployment, certain other jobs would be created. We have got ourselves skilled and we have started working in other area. Another best example, industrial revolution. With industrial revolution, was there certain amount of unemployment created? Yes. Adoption of machineries obviously led to certain unemployment. But that doesn't mean that employees became useless. That did not mean that there is no use of employees. Employees or the human labor over a period of time has evolved and has not perished. So the argument is simple: AI and robotics will make human labor optional. No. Rather, there is a concept of labor productivity, marginal utility of labor. There will be certain utility that you will be able to get from the usage of labor despite adopting artificial intelligence. In the current context itself, you must have seen there are certain companies which are adopting AI. But does it mean that all the labor in the company would be removed? No. It will lead to evolution of other kinds of jobs. It will lead to creation of other kinds of jobs. And even after adoption of artificial intelligence, there will be certain types of jobs, certain types of roles which are useful for certain people. Right? So these are certain important economic concepts that have been discussed. And lastly, there were certain suggestions which were given to entrepreneurs, which is not just applicable to entrepreneurs, even to the civil services aspirants as well. For example, you need to focus on building useful products as well as services. Mr. Musk stated that the companies which want to thrive, and first and foremost, he stated that if you are in the business to earn money very quickly, then no, you're basically looking at the wrong business. You will not be able to earn money very quickly. That is not the right way to do the business. Instant gratification. Instant gratification will backfire over a period of time. So, whenever you need to develop certain products, focus on certain products, focus on certain, let's say, technologies, inventions that will lead to creation of useful products and services. And once you have created this particular product, do not stop at that. Keep on adding value, keep on creating newer products which are associated with the original product. And that is essentially stated that will be one of the thumb rules that he would be using if at all he is going to invest in the market. That is those companies which are, right, creating good products, useful products, and they have the zeal to produce or work on their existing products. That will be kind of the companies. For example, Google. He gave the example of Google, right? So this is one suggestion. Second suggestion is that, and this is applicable to everybody in their lives, you don't need to be extraordinary, you need to be obsessed. In order to achieve something in the life, you don't have to be extraordinary, you don't have to be talented. There's always a debate: talent versus hard work. What actually will work out in a long duration in real life is not just talent. You need to be obsessed with your work. You need to be relentless. You have to keep on working to achieve whatever goals you have set out to achieve in the first place. In addition to this, he also gave a very important recommendation to the entrepreneurs. The first 8 to 10 people that you hire should be the most important hirees. That is, they will decide whether your company will work or not. So focus on the first 8 to 10 hirees that you make. So these are certain important concepts associated or which were discussed in the podcast by Mr. Elon Musk. What are your thoughts regarding the assertions made by Mr. Elon Musk? Do let me know in the comment section. And for more such interesting content, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel now. Thank you. Have a great day.